Hi, I've created an e-portfolio for my American History Honors course at Bronx Community College. The e-portfolio includes text, visuals, and videos and audios of a location in New York City with a direct connection to a member of our famous Hall of Fame. I chose to write about Augustus St. Gaudens, one of America's greatest sculptors, because I had hardly heard of him up until then, and then I discovered that I had in fact viewed some of his work. His artwork can be found all over New York City, and so I chose to write about his Sherman statue located in the Grand Army Plaza in Central Park. The historical park I've spent most of my childhood in. Here in my e-portfolio, you can find some information that I've gathered about St. Gaudens, his Sherman statue, and the Grand Army Plaza location. BCC's Hall of Fame, Augustus St. Gaudens, was born on March 1st, 1848 in Dublin, Ireland. His father, a shoemaker, immigrated from southern France to Dublin, Ireland, where his parents met and married in 1841. The family moved to New York City months after his birth, and his father's business was a success. So the family lived a somewhat privileged life, providing Augustus with an education which was rare for his time. At the age of 13, Augustus was apprenticed to a cameo cutter. A cameo is a medallion with a profile cut in raised relief. And later, he studied sculpture at Cooper Union and the National Academy of Design in New York. From 1867 to 1870, he studied at the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, then traveled to Rome, and finally settled back in New York City in 1875. Gaudens is best known for his series of monuments to heroes of the American Civil War. Between 1880 and 1897, he sculpted over 200 works in marble and bronze, earning him a reputation as one of America's greatest sculptors of the 19th century. In 1900, he was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, but over the last years of his life, Gaudens continued to work. His last work was the design of the $10 and the $20 gold coin pieces. He lost his battle to cancer in August 3rd, 1907. The city of New York is home to many of Gaudens' work. One of his last and greatest monuments, ranked as one of America's finest equestrian monument, and winning the Grand Prix at the Paris Exposition in 1900, is the larger-than-life gilded bronze statue of Union Army General William Tecumseh Sherman. In Gaudens' Sherman statue, General Sherman is accompanied by Nike, the Greek goddess of victory, leading the way, while Sherman rides his Ontario jumper horse that tramples over a Georgia pine cone, representative of the defeated South. Sherman was a controversial figure. The saying, "War is hell," is attributed to Sherman. His 1864 March to the Sea blazed a trail of destruction as his troops seized Atlanta and defeated the Confederacy, ending the war with a Union victory. This has set him as the most hated man in Georgia, but beloved by others as one of the most successful generals to lead the Union Army into triumph. St. Gaudens' admiration for Sherman is evident in the monument's elegance and dignified portrayal of a war hero. While deemed a war hero by some, he was also responsible for the placement of almost all the native peoples of the western United States plains into reservations, as he took the position of General Commander of the United States Army in 1869. Afterwards, Sherman retired from the military in New York City, where he rode his horse and carriage through Central Park daily and lived there until his death in 1891. In 1892, St. Gaudens began to create that Sherman sculpture in Paris. His illness prolonged the process to complete the statue, but finally he finished in 1903 at his studio in Hornish, New Hampshire. The sculpture was unveiled on Memorial Day at the gateway to Central Park's Grand Army Plaza, the only plaza of the park's four corners to be officially part of its 843-acre landscape. When the Pulitzer Fountain was designed in 1913 to mimic that of Paris's famous Place de la Concorde's fountain, the Sherman Monument and its surrounding landscape were moved so that the two semicircles of the plaza could be symmetrical, a design resembling the plaza in France. A small controversy erupted in 1989 after the monument was conserved from a discolored bronze to a gilded tone, as St. Gaudens originally intended. He disliked statues looking like smokestacks, so he had the piece gilded with 2 layers of gold leaf. Since the conservation, the toning of the gold leaf has become more subdued, and today the monument stands as one of the country's finest outdoor pieces. Thank you.